Well, good evening. Ira Epstein, and here we are with your SPDR ETF stock market wrap-up. And this wrap-up is for the evening of Tuesday, the 26th of August, 2025. Fall's right around the corner. I know you don't believe me, but that's where I come into it. I get excited when we come out of the summer because I know traders get serious. The vacations are pretty much over. Don't get me wrong. When it gets cold, people go again away. I'll leave for certain into the sunny climes, but that's what basically happens. Now you hunker down and you get ready for serious trading, and that's how I'm reading what's going on. In terms of news of the day, let's go there for 1 minute here. And I'm on the wrong one. Let me get you there. And it takes a moment, and we'll get to it right. 1, 2, 3, come on. And there we are. I'm so sorry. My fault. The buttons have to hit a certain way. The U.S. Mortgage Bankers Association is going to update their numbers at 6 in the morning. We know mortgages are falling. I saw 30-year today fixed at 6.52. So that's a good rate, but it's not under 6%, so you're not going to drag out everybody. After the market closed, the big one is Nvidia earnings and guidance. What's the profit margin going to be? Is it falling? Is it staying in the mid-70s? I don't know. We're going to find that out. Cracker Barrel made a decision. They're getting rid of the new sign. The logo's gone. They're all going back to the old one, and they're saying, we tried, you didn't like it, and we're right back where we were. Probably cost the company a couple of $1 million to do that with all the Cracker Barrels out there, but that's what they did. Lisa Cook, as you know, that's big news of the day. And simply put, she's been fired by the president. Her lawyer will sue. They'll run to a court. They'll ask for an injunction. Will she get it will be the question. If she gets it, she stays where she's at as they get the court dates set and they start rolling through everything. If she doesn't get the injunction, well, basically, she's fired. She can sue the president to get her job back, but that'll take forever, and she's out of the way. So that's where I think you're headed right now. And until that we know more, I would treat it that way. But is there a reach by the president right now going on to control the Fed, who's supposed to be independent? If you don't believe that, you're mistaken. But every president always tried, from the Supreme Court to the Fed, go on and on. When it comes to who they can appoint and get people that are of the same mind as they are, they put them in to sway it. And of course, some of these appointments are a long time. Are you aware that Lisa Cook was appointed by Biden? And her term would run to 2038. So this is a big event for her. It's a big event for anyone that gets an appointment like that that's for that many years, and this type of event happens. So we will see where that goes. Want to remind you that Labor Day is coming. Why don't you take advantage of the sale? This is as good as it gets. 1/3 off any of my products. It could be a 1-year subscription to my research, any of them, for the futures, for the written with the futures, for the SPDR only. It could be the combo. You can also get any of the courses, the full charting course, hours upon hours, teaching you 45 videos in that to give you an idea. Then you get the Bollinger and Outside Day courses. And these, either one of those, 81 instead of 120, they all come with my research for, these are a couple of weeks, that is for a full month, and our charting software. So it gets you going with all that to do it. How do you get it? Go to iraepstein.com, and there'll be a cursors that you see, well, not cursors, but icons at the top. Move your cursor to that, and you can click and get right to the site. It's either under courses or research. Got it? All right. So let's go to the chart action and see just what we have here and where the markets are. It was one of these days where Amazon came up a little bit. Netflix, $8 gain again. Apple getting bids. A lot of people getting interested in Apple. September's when they're going to release their new phone. I'm already hearing people say, and because I get all these messages and all this, don't buy the phone because the foldable and the real new things are going to be for the next generation. But I heard that on the 16th, so now I'm hearing that on the 17th. You know, you'd like to hear, if you're Apple, get this phone. This is the one to get. This has got all the goodies. ARK was up a little because Tesla gained $5 today. The big gainer on the day was Lilly because Take that pill, pop it in your mouth, and it works. Now, it doesn't work as well as the shot, but I think people are missing the point here. Number one, they might be able to get it to that point. But number two, so you lose your weight. Why you keep shooting? What if you can just instead take as maintenance one of these pills that they put out, and that'll get people to stay with it a lot longer than having to shoot yourself all the time. All the stock indices had a nice little day. Uber's come alive again. It hasn't gone anywhere. I keep looking at these prices where we had subscribers to my videos coming out of the market, and this was about that area, so we're watching this very carefully. Microsoft was down a little bit. Meta up a fraction on the day. Nothing exciting there. AMC just can't get out of its way. It's unable so far to get back over $3. And they keep taking down, as you can see, Google down today, some of the different ones. Everybody's going to be looking tomorrow to see what happens. Nvidia, that's the big boy for tomorrow. And the market was up nearly $1.94 today. The question is, can this market get up off earnings, get some numbers to get it towards the 200 level, which will make people's eyes open, very wide. We will see just how tomorrow goes. ETHV, I'm sorry that we have that cursor there. I don't know how it showed up, but I can't get rid of it at this point. So let's ignore it as I keep going. This has been under fire to the upside with new all-time highs, as this is where Tom Lee from Fundstrat, he's got his company buying Ethereums. A lot of people, because they're in that stable coin area, they like what they're seeing here, and they keep coming in. This is a trust for it. The pattern is bullish. Higher lows, higher highs. You're over the 18-day average. That part is bullish, which is also over the 200 and the 100-day average. And you're about to get another bullish crossover where it looks to me like the 100-day wants to get over the 200-day. Could be by the end of the week where it's able to do that. In terms of resistance, it's pretty clear. It's the upper Bollinger Band. Here you rode that band higher. You went over this market days in a row as you were making new all-time highs in this, set back and then came up for another new high, but you are in overbought territory. Overbought territory, to me, is a warning. Maybe you sit back and you wait for the market to either work out of that or embed. That's what I teach. Then Oklo. Now, this engages in the development of fission reactors. A lot of people think fission is the next big thing that is coming. Lots of people believe that. It provides clean energy through the design and deployment of fast fusion power plants. And I happen to believe in fusion, so it's a question of how they get that going. But higher lows, higher highs. The market is fighting at the 18-day average. Notice how it got over it and it pulled right back to it. I'm not so keen that I like this market here. If you were to buy it up at that 18-day average, to have a stop back at 63, it seems to me that it's about a 10% risk. I don't know. Maybe you can get something better done with that. In Netflix, it's still the best of the best. Can it get back up to the Bollinger Band, which is the 1258 level? The trend is up unless it gets back underneath here. That 1197.64 area hasn't been able to do it. Keeps holding the 18-day average on breaks. United Healthcare, it's not ready. There's still too much in the way of investigations going on with its relationship with drug companies, all kinds of things that the Fed, now that they're in the doors looking at everything, they're doing it. Keep up with it. As you get to the point where it looks as though it's all coming to an end, good or bad, the company will probably be a buy again. Do I think it is right here? Well, it's not a sell, I can tell you that. If you can get an embedded reading like that, yeah. So in order to get an embedded reading, you've got here both numbers over 80 today. Yesterday, both numbers were over 80. The day before, both numbers were over 80. So when you have three in a row, it's embedded. So on pullbacks, there's a key moving average I don't show here. I think the pros are going to nibble, and I think they'll bail if the red number at 82.27 settles under 79. Otherwise, they'll look for it to come back up here into that 329, 330 area. That's what I think it's capable of doing. And Exelon, still slipping away, still on the bear move. Now, the president, our president, threatened Russia today. He said to Putin, basically, get on with it, either talk, set up meetings. If you're not going to do that, then we as the United States are going to take action. So the sanction threats there, this has been going on for a month and a half. Don't we keep threatening? In 2 weeks we're going to do this, in 2 weeks we're going to do that. Here's another 2 weeks that you get. And each one of those that go by, how many people are dying each week? How much more land is Russia able to capture from it? And the demands that they're making are unreasonable on Ukraine. Right? You may not think that. I do. I had somebody tell me I don't know about Ukraine. That's not quite true. Maybe you don't know. I certainly read about it every day of the week. I admit I'm not a Ukrainian. That doesn't mean you're not versed in it. Lower highs, lower lows, fighting right here at that 18-day average. All energies will be impacted if the president puts sanctions on Russia, because it's going right for the oil. In Robinhood, you see where you're at. And by the way, speaking about that, tomorrow's the 27th. What country sees its tariff tomorrow go from 25% to 50% on all the goods coming to the U.S.? India. Big problem for it. There's a few carve-outs, but there's problems for India because it's buying Russian oil. They're saying, you're not going to tell us what to do. We get it at a great price. That's okay. We're the big boy in the yard. We were your big customer for things. Now what? You can see the resistance at the 18-day average as Robinhood's trying to come alive and doing a good job of it, by the way, if cryptos can come alive here again. I think if you get over that 109.80, yesterday's, let's see, what was the high yesterday exactly? 109.85. If you can clear that and close over it, it looks to me like you'll re-enter the bull camp, and maybe you go from the lower band again to the upper band. That's what you've been doing. You've been going from lower Bollinger Band, upper band, back to neutral, back to the upper band, back to the lower band, and back to neutral, that 18-day average. That is the trade it's been making. In Tesla, up and away. It's just not laying down to die. We have new products coming out. The market likes what it's seeing. It is overbought. Is it trending per se? Not really. The market's held very nicely, the 18-day average for the past 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks, and it's coming up to the upper Bollinger Band at this point. Joby, as I told you, I was looking for it to come down. I was hoping it would get down here. It's not going to do that. You had an outside day up. Now, if it takes out the lows of today in the next 48 hours, then I think you can get a run to wherever the Bollinger Band is. Barring that, this could be the first sign that the market wants to stabilize. In order to get friendly, though, the red line on the slow stochastic, which is at 9's got to close over 21. Until then, rallies probably get sold in the market. If the market goes up and loses that, I think you'll be back at the 1670 level, wherever the 18-day average is at that point. In the financial sector, I keep saying I am friendly this market, but it's overbought. It's at the price target. I don't see how to come into it. Now the question is the industrial sector. Do you remember me telling you a week ago, I said we needed the market to get up and over, and I'm just going to come to this, the 18-day average to prove that it can come up and maybe make a run towards the upper Bollinger Band. Well, the market was sitting here. This is last Wednesday, a week ago tomorrow. Boom. You get the big move, comes right back, comes down, and this is what you're doing right now. I'm back in the friendly camp. Your momentum's up, the trend is up. I think the pros are going to be buying this market in that 140, still looking for higher prices to come. On the energy sector, now this is different. These are the boys that move the energy, the refineries and so on. They look good. It's the producer in terms of the OIH, the oil itself, that I've got some questions about. In GLD, I still like GLD. I'm bullish gold. I think the Fed told you inflation is coming. It'll come in increments. It'll build on each other, and they're not going to fight it. To me, that's all systems go in the gold market. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I wouldn't want to see it back under here. I think the market's got room to the upside. If gold's good, silver's probably good. And the miners are better than both, by the way. The miners, in my opinion, have more going for it than actually the metal itself. In the copper, look, you're at new highs on this whole move. So copper very quietly has come alive. It has stayed over the 18-day average this whole time. That is bullish action. BND, the resistance is the upper Bollinger Band. But if you look at BND and you look at TLT, you have two different charts. Look at the weighting in them in terms of time. That's the key. What do they own? What kind of notes or treasuries do they hold? In the dollar, you're as neutral as I know how to tell you to be in this dollar. And the euro is pretty neutral on the FXE. So you put it all together, it's an exciting time. It's not heavy volume. It could be in the aftermarket tomorrow when Nvidia comes out, which will impact everything on Thursday. So remember that. That's something that you want to keep up with. And do remember that we've got this sale for you in the different courses and all the research that I have. Here we go. And it's 1/3 off right into Labor Day, and that's it. It's over at that point. IraEpstein.com, or click on one of the icons that you see at the top with your cursor. I'm Ira. You have yourself a great evening. I'll catch up with you in the other videos or see you first thing in the morning Flash Update. Have a great night.